Good day, folks. Welcome to Week 3 Organizational Behavior, Intersession 2022. Today is Sunday, January 16th, 2022. We'll be wrapping up the course in the next 8 days, so there is a lot to do. So I encourage you to jump in, get it done, and if we have this bad snowstorm that's supposed to hit the Northeast, stay home tomorrow, get it all done. This week, what course materials? Module 3. Individual factors. You're going to find that this ties right in with all the reflections. Fourth thing, Module 4, is organizational factors. What does the organization do? Once we understand ourselves, we're going to fit much easier into organizations. What organizations have to do is has to try to adapt and take into account all these different individual factors. With Myers-Briggs, and I think this was a great exercise, I learned a lot. I think your reflections were very good, but one of the things we got to keep in mind is these are preferences, not absolute, and we adapt. We adapt very easily at times. Sometimes it's harder, but they're preferences, okay? And you can take this test over and over and over, and you're still going to come up really close. You might see a little movement here and there, but it's going to be the same. It is a tool. It's a tool to be used by you as an individual in your own performance, and a tool for you as a manager to maximize your group's performance. So you want to look at it and say, well, some things, and I'll give you the best example, a couple of examples. One is that I'm a P. And when I worked at the bank, some months I'd have close to 100 performance reviews to look at and sign off on. Well, if you let me to do it, nobody would have gotten them. But my assistant is a strong J. So once a month, she'd come in, shut the door, and say, we are doing these now. And I got them all done. The other is when I'm trying to build business, we have different events. And what I got to remember is for those that are E's, I can ask them to talk to 10, 20 people. But if you're an I and I say, go look at 20, 30 people, it doesn't work. So what I did in that case is I knew what my team was. So what I did is I said to those that were I's where they got their energy, I said, okay, I want you to talk to these 2 people. And then the others, I'd say, go talk to 20 people. And it actually worked in events, and it was actually much better, more successful, because people were in their comfort zone. Now, just think about this course, for example. Some of you may have struggled as to what a reflection is, and if you did, I suspect that you were an SJ, is that you're trying to sense it. You want to know what steps I got to go. Those of you that are N's and P's were like, oh, okay, we can do this, we can do this. But I think it might explain some things to you as to how you work and your, preferences. And I think if we look at them, the first letter is the energy, the attitude. And remember, the preferences. We all engage in the other side a lot. But a lot of people prefer the inner world of ideas and images, prefer the outer world of people and things. How do we take in information? We sense or N, prefer, that information, boom, boom, boom. Our intuitors are figured out. So a sensor most likely will actually follow instructions when something comes, where an intuitor will probably just go try it. Thinking and feeling is how do we make decisions? And this is, I think, one of the hardest ones, because at times you need to make decisions purely based on facts and principles. But that always has a feeling side. Decisions are not made just on the principles and facts. We need to make decisions based on people and its impact. And we're seeing that even more today with the shortage of staff and number of openings. How do you approach the world? Jace, you want structure and order, proceeds, flexibility, adaptability, we'll figure it out. So just again, preferences. I think this would have been one crazy class to do in person, okay? This is the U.S. population, you can see right here, and then you see us. Okay, there are 3 of you that are I's. Okay? So when you look at this distribution, we're not even close. When we look at this ESTJ, ESFJ, ENFJ, look at the difference. We have a lot of ST, and SFs. This would have been some heated discussions. So I think this would have been a fun class with some of the exercises I could have done. But unfortunately, it's in person. When we look at that, 89, almost 90% of you are E and 11% I. I don't think people would have had a hard time. We're seeing that already in the discussions. Everybody jumps in. And then again, we sort of have this as a lot of SJs, SPs, NF, and NTs. We're probably split fairly good there. But I want to just comment on that, and I think it can be very useful, especially when you are working in teams, because you always wonder, why don't people do something? Why do they do that? And if we can understand that, we can better manage our relationship with others. What do you need to submit in this week or in the next 8 days? 1, current events discussions. We have a lot of them. We'll talk about that in a moment. We need to get this done by the 21st. Okay. Reflection 3 is due no later than 11:51 on January 19th, and Reflection 4 no later than January 23rd at 11:59. I need time to go through them. Now, on your Reflection 4, okay, if you're an N, this is easy. Create. If you're an S, this is really trying to put it all together. It doesn't need to be as structured, but put the 3 together. What's the picture of you? Collage, if you will. So some of this is going to be hard, but get those 2 done. The quiz, complete no later than January 24th at 11:59 p.m. It'll probably be available tomorrow morning sometime, but that's what you need to do to finish out the course. I have to have, the course ends on the 24th, I have to have all the grades input into the system by the 25th. So I don't have a lot of wiggle room there. Back to the current events assignment, just again, the purpose is to develop a better understanding of course material by seeing what's in the application to what's happening today. We've had some really good discussions so far. There's 2 components. Your article review and presentation discussion. Participate in 4 other real-time presentations in addition to your own. Again, as you're doing this, say mean matter. What's being said? What does it mean? But more importantly, why does it matter? Keep that in place when you get to Reflection 3 and 4 also. Why does it matter? We got to find out why things matter. If not, why are we even dealing with them? Here's the schedule. As you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's over 12, 13 or so presentations scheduled. This is the link for all of them. There still are a few openings up here, so if you want any of them, do reach out to me. There's some really good topics that'll be discussed here. So that's the scheduled presentations. If I do get some for 7, 3, and 4, I will send an email out and update this throughout the week if we miss anybody. Okay, the final quiz. You must start no later than 11:59 on January 24th. I will make it available most likely on Monday, so you really have almost a week to complete it. Make sure you do complete the modules before taking the quiz. Once you start, you must finish. You can't come back. This is an individual assignment, not a group. It will cover Module 2, 3, and 4. Most of it on 2 and 4. Your reflection is really covering Module 3. So when you think about your reflection, think about it within the context of Module 3. Allow 2 hours for the quiz. I am going to do my best to try to have as many multiple choice true false in there, just because of the time we got to get this done by. It's going to be 17% of your grade, so give it the attention it deserves. Responses can be either written or audio or video. The depth of responses should be relative to the number of points. Please review what you're submitting before submitting it. On the last quiz, there were a couple folks that said state 5 and give 2 examples. Well, there was 3, there was 4, 1 example. Please read the question carefully and make sure you've answered it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me at any time. And best wishes for the week.